Hi there, Linnea. First of all, that's a lot to deal with, isn't it? Not even going to talk about all the things that happened yesterday. We'll talk about it later. But I wanted to talk about this ukulele fretboard map situation. Okay. One thing that I wanted to encourage you to use it for is to see this diagonal line. Okay. See, second fret on the C string, third fret on the E string, fifth fret on the A string, D to G to D. G is the 1, D and D are its 5. That's true in other places too. The open C string to the F, which is a fourth up, to the C, which is a fifth up. C, F, C, D, G, D. More pairs exactly like that. E, A, E, right? F, B flat, F. So from the C string to the E string, it's always one fret forward, right, is a 5 to a 1. And then from the E string to the A string, 2 frets forward is from 1 to 5. It's helpful to know these things because it makes it easier to start to associate the notes together. G to C to G, right? That C's fifth is G. The fifth below C is right there. See what I mean? It's helpful to see that, partially because it's a good way to start remembering where the notes are. Like if you know where B is on the E string, you can find its fifth very easily by going 2 frets forward on the string above or 1 fret back on the string below, right? So, when you start to notice it, it's easier to start to memorize and associate 1s and 5s, tonics and dominants, right? The situation would be different if instead of the 1 being on the E string, the 1 were on the C string, right? In that situation, let's use D again. D is 1. I have to go 3 frets forward to find A, that's its fifth, and then it's and then back to D is on the same fret above. So we have a 1, 5, 1 situation when the 1 is on these outside strings. So that's a good thing to start to look at, to start to really associate. And don't even think about this one. We'll talk about how that string relates to these. These 3 right here are in an easier position because they're going in pitch order, right? Here, I'm going to flip this around real quick, just to give you a little bit of a little bit of a practical look at what I'm saying. You can start to see how this shape, that's D, G, D. So I can know from D to G, G to D is there. If I were to go wanting to go instead from D to its fifth instead of, sorry, I'm confusing. If G is 1, its fifths are here. If these are 1, their fifth is here. See that? Like 5 to 1, 1, 5, 1. So that's a helpful handle to start thinking about how to learn stuff on the fretboard. When I have an E and I have a B right here, I could find E over here. I have that octave and the fifth in the middle, and you can start to train yourself to associate those 2 notes. It gives you a reference point for memorizing the rest, because I know it can be super, super daunting, right? So if I have G way up here on the 10th fret of the A string and G down here in its octave, I know that this note is C, because C's fifth is G, and I know that this note is D, partially because it's a whole step above C, but also because D goes to G, G goes to D. That did not make as much sense as it made in my head, but maybe it'll make some sense as you kind of work with the chart. Think about your fretboard. And also thinking about how these things are power chords, right? And by power chord, I mean it's a root, a fifth, and a fifth, right? And you can do a lot of stuff with that. Anyway, we'll talk about it in the future. I hope you're well today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.